Good afternoon, inflatable fans. I have a sense of deja vu, as in, let's try this again. Right, in last week's video, you'll have seen that I was here by Pocklington Canal, Hag Bridge, and got set up, but it was, well, I started to get set up, but it was a bit too windy, so I bailed. Today is different again. Let's get it right. It is absolutely glorious. I mean, look at I call them underwater cabbages. I don't know what the hell they are, but can you see all those underneath the water there? In another month or two, this canal will be totally unnavigable because it will have just weeded over and you won't get anywhere. But at the moment, it looks amazing. While I'm here, before I go to town getting everything set up, I'm just going to go and have a look and check one of my geocaches. So I hid 2 geocaches in this area. One of them was only published yesterday, the other one was published pretty much straight away. And it's been found a couple of times, so I'm just going to check on it myself. Now, it was on this side of the bridge, and I hid it. Ah, it's still there, look at that. Nice. I like that as a little hide, very discreet. Anyway, enough about that. I am looking forward to checking the one that I hid up at the lock, purely because somebody's been there today and said they can't find it, and I'm hoping it hasn't dropped in. If it has, I might have a solution to that. I have bought a spare with me, just in case, because that cache is now live and on the geocaching site. But in the meantime, let's get set up. I swear I'm getting more graceful at that. Of course, that could be just a delusion. Let's go. Just check out all this underwater growth here. Wow. I mean, look at that, that's the bottom of the canal. And on the plus side, if you fell in, these things are kind of redundant because you can just stand up. Anyway, we're now facing the wrong direction. See, the lilies are starting to come up. It is an absolutely glorious day to do this today. What time is it? (3:30) Friday afternoon, and we're off on a mini adventure. Marvellous. All this stuff under the water is just fascinating. It's almost like you're flying from here. It's so clear. It's just beautiful. So what we're doing today is a little paddle on Pocklington Canal. Then we'll get out at my favourite lock, have a little bit of fun there, set up camp there, cook some food, try out a new hammock, and today, whilst there is a little breeze, it's nowhere near as bad as it was last week, thankfully. Oh wow, oh, it's lovely. Let me know in the comments if you find all of this under the water as fascinating as me. Incidentally, before I really get going, I have done something a bit different at the back there this time. because I haven't got it stacked up quite as high. I've managed to get it, yeah, a bit more stable, I think, and a bit flatter. And I've just crashed into the bank. I'll show you. See, I told you. It's an underwater cabbage carpet at the moment. If anybody does know what these are called, drop a comment and let me know. Often when I'm paddling, I spend my time looking at the reflections and so on. And last week there weren't many because it was too windy. And today there are still plenty of reflections. But I'm kind of torn between what's going on top of the water in terms of the reflections and what's going on underneath it in terms of the growth. What I'm really surprised about is I haven't seen any swans yet. Because normally on this canal, I've seen at least 2 by now. Weird. Maybe they're off enjoying the blue sky somewhere. Although, I'm not sure swans are really cut out for that. Anyway, just beyond Green Food Bag, the lock is coming into view. And I am wondering when I get there, will I find my geocache? The one that I heard last week, the one that somebody couldn't find today. And what's also quite weird is that under the water here, I can still see the bottom, but there's not so many of those cabbages here. Ah, there we go. It's definitely starting to narrow off here, look. Another month or so, won't be able to get down here. And I'll have to wait until October again. Oh, but I love this spot. You know when you find a really nice little place, you can just get on the water for a bit, camp up for a bit. Never mind, I did enjoy the winter camps here. And I shall enjoy them again. Second from the end, that's my preferred mooring ring. Just loop that round. There we go. You see, if you get this right, you can stand up in the boat when you're getting out, even on a high mooring. Doesn't have to be that difficult, eh? Right. I think there's a couple up there just using my picnic bench. How rude. Got everything over from the canal to my spot. There's my boat, just drying out a bit. What is disappointing is I've had a look around for that cache that I hid. Now I hid it just over there on the other side on the bottom there. Can you see where it's brown at the bottom? That wasn't there last week and that's been filled in, and so I think the cache has been muggled, to use the geocaching term. Damn! One marvellous advantage to having my kayak seat, well, having that as my kayak seat, is when I get to places like this, it works really well for making me a comfortable seat. I was going to have a drink of tea, a cup of tea, but I haven't brought an awful lot of water with me. Then I remembered I've got these grapefruit segments in their own juice. Does anybody else find grapefruit juice really refreshing? Yeah, and thirst quenching, so this will do me. Oh yeah. Food and a drink all in one go. What a lovely day. I love it here. I really love it here. Over there, there's like a farm building, a farm. And oddly enough, the two owners have just popped down here and I've had a lovely chat with them. They were just going out for a walk. I'm actually really glad because they now know I'm here and they now know that I'm not a problem or a risk. In fact, they've been quite happy because they've seen me here before and been and seen that I haven't left any mess. Good news! What that also means is it means I can set up a bit earlier without worrying about them seeing me because they now know I'm here. So I'm going to get set up. I'm pretty much set up for the night now. I'm going to be spending a bit of time around this picnic bench tonight. I've got the fire pit set up here, firewood there which I'm going to chop down in a bit, and there's my chopping log, and I've got all the fire making kit at the back there, food bag there for later. The hammock set up over there and the boat, I'm just going to leave that there for the night I think. I can't see there being any problems. Quite happy with this hammock setup. See what I've done with the paddles? Just use them to create a riser on the tarp. Quite cool, huh? And so the hammock is set up. This is that budget hammock. We'll see how this pans out tonight. In there I've got my keys and stuff at the moment. I'm going to fling that over in the night if I need a bit of extra shelter. Well, that was good, wasn't it? The battery died. So, as I was saying, in here tonight I'm using the British Army sleeping bag. I've also tucked into it my Zephyrback down blanket, just for a bit of extra warmth, and also so that I don't have to worry too much about getting the zip up all the time, because it can be a bit of a nightmare. And Red Camp little pillow in there. I've also got a secret weapon tonight. I've got a pee bottle, which will be staying on my table here. I'm hoping that I can actually pee in this without getting out the hammock. It's a bit of a trial run. Quite a good thing, cost me about a tenner from Amazon. Also comes with a fanny funnel. Nice. Okay, I think it's time to get some wood prepped and get this fire on, because for the time of year, it is a bit midgy tonight, and that's the warm weather in a damp area. They're not biting, thankfully. I'm hoping I'm not going to go back with any bites. Fingers crossed, eh? But yeah, let's get some fire going and help keep them away. Tonight I've got jam shed. Let's see if it is jammy. Do love that sound. Oh, smells good. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. All right, now we've got the serious stuff out of the way. I think it's time to have a bit of fun. I did just wonder there if I might pull my geocache out, because that had a magnet in it. Worth a try, right? Well, let's try try it further down. A few bits of wire off there, but nothing significant. I think we'll go and have a lob off the mooring and see if anything comes off there. Just a few bits of wire, nothing. Didn't have any kindling with me tonight, which is why I was chipping away at those bits of wood just to try and create something that will easily bite. Trying out a different fire starter, not multivitamins as it looks. What I've got in here, it was just a daft idea I had the other day. And what's in here, not the cotton wool, is there's some lolly sticks, because I've had a few iced lollies recently, coated in barbecue fluid. Thought, well, might work, eh? So basically that's what it looks like. Bit gunky in there at the moment, and I just used a little bit of cotton wool, which ultimately can be a fire starter as well, but just to stop it from splurging everywhere. It looks like that might be a bit of a winner. Might as well have a bit of fun, eh, while we're waiting for the fire to take. I'm experimenting with a soft target to catch the ammo for any that miss the target. And then it doesn't get wasted. Just need to get some embers going on here. I'm just experimenting with a couple of catapults, and I bought these on eBay, and the reason I bought them was when I bought ammo from Amazon, that cost about 7-8 quid. Well, this cost 7-8 quid for a catapult and the same amount of ammo, so I figured it was worth trying out. So I've just been tinkering with that one. Let's try the one that's like an old Black Widow. Who's old enough to remember Black Widow catapults? If you are, let me know in the comments. This is going nicely. Let's try the homemade one again. One of the things I have noticed is there is a greater abundance, you might even be able to see them on the lens through the camera, a greater abundance of flying insects. And there've been a few midges around, but they've not been bitey. I don't know whether there's a difference between midges and gnats. If there is, let me know in the comments. But there've been little clusters, little swarms of them. Whereas midges, to me, they just fly around randomly and attack anything. So I've not been bitten as far as I know. I'll know tomorrow. However, what all this points to is winter, you were great because of the lack of flying bugs and stuff. And now, might have to get used to using a midge net again. Yeah. Right, the sun is setting. It's due to set actually in about half an hour, and it'll start to come dark by 9 o'clock. So I think it's time to start cooking. Now, what I've seen on a lot of YouTube channels by fellow wild campers and bushcrafters and stuff is a lot of them seem to favour these dehydrated meals. So I thought, why not give it a go? Makes a change from slop, won't it? So what I've got tonight is a Vesta beef curry. Let's see what this is like. So I'm mess tinning it tonight. The embers are about ready. Right, the curry sauce looks like it's doing all right. Starting to thicken up. The water wasn't quite boiling, but I've added the rice in anyway, just to get it going. Well, they reckon it's all about presentation, so I've aimed for kind of a bird's nest style. What do you reckon? Let me show you this. See, that's the box. That looks like it's got big chunks of beef in it, doesn't it? That doesn't. Taste test. I'm going in. It'll keep me alive. But at what cost? Slop. Next time I'm camping, a good slop. I think that might be up there as one of the worst things I have ever eaten. And the only saving grace for me tonight is that I've got wine and chocolate to take away the taste. That was rank. It's a shame this camera won't pick it up, but it's a really nice sky tonight. It says 13, 14 degrees on there. Yeah, I think it's been too close to the fire. I'm really warm sat here. I've been on the phone for the last nearly hour and a half talking to oldest friend. And yeah, I polished off the bottle of wine. It's been quite a good night actually. Let's just, oh look, it's very dark out there away from the fire. Oh look, there's the fire. So I'm on the terrace chocolate orange because I can still taste that hideous curry. Yeah, it's not pretty. Game changer. Total game changer. It's an absolutely beautiful morning. Don't know whether the camera picked that up. I think it was that Vesta curry. I do like this little stove that I made out of this stuff tin. Hexi stove. Mostly because you don't get that the roar of gas, which is quite nice. Anyway, I was just going to show you what the mist is looking like now. It's clearing a bit. Sun's coming up through the trees there. Look at that, isn't it stunning? I mean, isn't a view like that just awesome to wake up to on a morning? I slept really well in this hammock. But I like this, it hangs nicely. You know, it is so lovely here. I've decided to give myself a treat. That doesn't sound quite right, does it? Especially when I'm laid in bed. Not that kind of treat. I'm going to have breakfast in bed. And I'm going to cook it in bed and eat it in bed. Not often you get the opportunity to do that, is it? So I'm going to have some of this rosti. Just warming the pan up a little bit. This is the life, eh? This is the life. Now there's a chap over there just yon side of that swing bridge, and I'm wondering whether he's come looking for that geocache. An elderly chap came looking for it yesterday and couldn't find it, so I do wonder if he's come back. There we go, I was right. There he is, he's found it and he's signing the log. First to find, caught on film. Nice. All packed away. Wouldn't even know I'd been here. Biggest sign of visitors are the moles. Look at all the dandelions. Almost a carpet of yellow. We're off. I've got snagged. Got snagged on something. How weird. Oh, a bolt underneath the dock. Well, that was embarrassing. I have really enjoyed this one. The hammock, I loved sleeping in the hammock by the canal. That was lovely. Definitely doing more of that in the next winter season, because I don't think I'll be doing much. I doubt I'll get here again. If I do, it'll be with a tent, but it's going to be very midgy, and I don't respond well to midge bites, and the canal is going to start weeding up. I'm just going to turn the camera around. I mean, you can already see where it's starting to grow across, and it's a shame because it's such a beautiful area. Anyway, I'm going to have a very leisurely paddle back. It's just so beautiful. So quiet and peaceful. Noisiest thing around is me. I think I'll hyperlapse the rest of this journey. That has been positively beautiful this morning. And that's the first time I've seen one of the narrowboats along here too. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this as much as well, probably not as much as I have, because I've really enjoyed it. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know what you've liked and what you haven't liked. If there's things I'm doing that you don't like, by all means let me know in the comments. Or if there's things you want to see more of, let me know in the comments. If it's things that I like doing, then I'll do more of it. If it's things I don't like doing, I won't. But yeah, let me know what you like and what you don't like about what I do. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, that's all for now. You know what to do if you don't like it, and so on. And if you like what I'm doing on the channel, why not subscribe and smash that bell notification? Great thing is, it costs you nout. Just means you get a notification whenever you open up YouTube, whenever I've opened up, uploaded another video. This is me back at Hag Bridge, but I'll have already, in the edit, started packing some of my stuff away. You take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Cheerio. One of the things I love about the pea pod is that, well, how small it rolls up, because that carried all of that and more, because there was firewood on there. That carried all of that on there. Bonkers, isn't it? it just messes with your head.